Rose Ramos, live now in the Fairfax District with the details. Annie Rose.
Ooh, Glenn, that's exactly right. The trash is back. This problem proving to be a persistent one, particularly for this neighborhood. Some homes right here on the street in multi-million-dollar homes, and right next door at this house that is being dubbed the trash house, the trash piling up yet again. Now, this is a live look from here on the ground where I'm standing off Martel Avenue, but we also want to go up above our Sky 5, flying over the home so you can get a better idea about the trash that's not only piling up in the front yard of this home and in the driveway, but also the backyard too. You can see it really just overflowing this entire area. Now, as you mentioned before, this is not the first time we have seen this problem at this home. We actually have a side-by-side look at this because KTLA first brought you the story of what people are calling the trash house a little over a year ago, back in April of 2024. You can see back then trash was piled up around this home, sparking outrage in the community and prompting that massive cleanup effort by city crews in hazmat suits. And then look at the images on the right-hand side of your screen. That's from this morning. We can see the trash is back again. We spoke to neighbors about it this morning. Take a listen.
I think it's absurd. I think that this person, I mean, within days we're happy because finally it was like, oh, the house is back to normal. I feel bad for all the neighbors that have, beautiful mansions next to him. But I thought like the problem was like, he's an old man and couldn't do it himself. So when the city came out to give a hand, I'm like, okay, so now he has no excuses now. Because I know the guy. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I see him. So he's up. I take my kid to school up the street, and he's up there like 6 blocks away on the opposite side, digging through trash.
All right, back in April of 2024, the city sent sanitation workers, some wearing hazmat suits, to help with removing the mountains of debris from the home. We're talking mountains of trash. Even a car was under some of these items of debris. The owner of the house is a 70-year-old man named Raymond Gayon, a family representative, now speaking out on his behalf, saying he is a veteran and he's collecting a lot of these items to recycle them. Now, we also spoke to his sister last year who expressed concerns about his mental health.
Those are bottles he's collected. That's what he does. And that's how.
Are you concerned about his mental health at the moment?
He's autistic. He's always been like that.
I'm going to be talking to the county officials and figure out how we get care for him. Because again, we can't just view this as a situation of an individual that compiled trash. This is an individual that is in crisis.
Now, we are hearing from council member Katie Yaroslavsky's office, who represents this area. Her spokesperson saying, in part, neighbors have lived with a health and safety hazard for far too long, and it is completely unacceptable. Our office has pushed LADBS, the city attorney, and the county for more than a year, flagging every complaint from neighbors and demanding updates on every court hearing. This case shows how slow and fragmented the system is. Now, Lou and Glenn, I just got off the phone with this woman who is claiming to be a representative for Ray, who lives in this home. She is coming over to this area in order to speak to us on his behalf. He says he is distraught. He doesn't want to speak to any members of the media, that he is, again, reiterating, collecting all of these items to recycle them, and that is how he earns money, which is what we also heard from Ray's sister last year. So we hope to hear from this representative soon. And once we do, we will bring that to you right here on KTLA. For now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Annie Rose Ramos, thank you. An Orange County family is looking for answers after a 13-year-old boy was killed in a drive-by shooting on Monday night.
And 3 other teenagers were wounded, and police are still searching for the person who opened fire. Chip Yost is live in Santa Ana with more details. Hi, Chip.
Yeah, hello there. Yeah, according to one witness we spoke to, this 13-year-old boy who was killed was simply listening to music with his friends when a car pulled up without warning and opened fire on them. Here's a picture of the 13-year-old boy who lost his life in that shooting. He's been identified as Adrian Torres. It was Monday night at around around 8 o'clock when he was shot and killed on Susan Street near Camille. Here is some video from the scene where this happened. Now, we're told from police this is a neighborhood and from some people who live there that has had a lot of gang tensions. You can see graffiti all over the place in that area. They say Monday night, police say Monday night, this car pulled up, and according to the witness, like I mentioned, the boys were just sitting there listening to music when, without warning, someone in the car opened fire. Here's more from one of those witnesses.
Like, it came down from that street, stopped right in front of them. It was a white car, that's all I could see. No warning, no nothing, just stopped. I don't even know if it was the driver, back seat, passenger. They just pulled out a gun. They shot 6 times exactly, if I'm not wrong. And then they just zoomed off.
Now, Adrian was declared dead at the scene. 3 other teenagers were also wounded. We're told they are expected to survive. Santa Ana police asking anyone with information to please come forward so they can find whoever is responsible. For now, reporting here in Santa Ana, I'm Chip Yost, KTLA 5 News.
All right, thank you, Chip. Breaking news, conservative personality Charlie Kirk has been shot at an event in Utah. Details are still coming into the newsroom, but the pundit was holding an event at Utah Valley University. Kirk's condition is not known at this time. Governor Gavin Newsom released a statement. The attack on Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form.
In downtown LA today, a news conference was held ahead of a city council vote on a resolution supporting California's Election Rigging Response Act, also known as Prop 50 for the special election this November. It calls on voters to approve new district boundaries that would be drawn up by state politicians. It is in response to the gerrymandering move by Texas to give more Republicans a better shot at winning congressional seats next year, and it's backed by President Trump.
Donald Trump is trying to concentrate all government power in his own hands. I'm not an alarmist, but our next congressional election could be our last.
Prop 50 would redraw California districts to give state Democrats a better chance at winning congressional seats. However, California already has an independent voter-approved commission that draws up the districts.
A vote on whether to move forward with plans to expand the LA Convention Center and issue bonds to pay for the project has been postponed. The projected cost continues to rise. It's now estimated to be around $2.7 billion. The goal is to modernize the convention center for the 2028 Olympics. Construction would be conducted in phases with completion in 2029. The 5-member Budget Finance Committee will reconvene on that matter next week.
Protesters have gathered today at the Nixon Presidential Library. They are rallying against Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett, who's in town promoting her new book. Organizers say Barrett is supporting illegal actions by the Trump administration. KTLA 5's Omar Lewis is live in Yorba Linda with some details for us. Hi, Omar.
Hi, Lou. We can tell you that Justice Barrett hosting that event here at the Nixon Presidential Library in front of a packed house to promote her new book titled Listening to the Law. Outside, as you mentioned, dozens of protesters showed up here to send a different message after the Supreme Court recently ruled that immigration enforcement raids could continue here across Southern California.
2, 4, 6, 8. Abolish ICE, we can't wait.
Organizers behind today's protest argue that a recent order from the Supreme Court threatens constitutional protections of all Americans. After just this week, in a 6-3 ruling by the High Court, it cleared the way for immigration agents to continue conducting Broad Street operations while that case continues through the court system. While supporters say agents